Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today, we continue our series on the ultimate guide to frugal tips. This series has been enlightening for me because it has forced me to think regularly about ways to live frugally. And today we're going to cover some of them. Now, the first one I want to talk about is insurance. Especially auto insurance, because everybody usually has autos. So I have learned that one of the tricks that the auto insurance companies do is they get you in with a low price, and then each year they inch it up. So it is recommended, even by people in the insurance industry, that you should shop your car insurance every year. Now, last year I did this with my homeowner's insurance because I have a couple of rental properties, and I found out that State Farm had raised my insurance rates so high that when I switched, I saved over $100 per month per house. Yeah. So shop your car insurance. Other insurances too, but definitely your car insurance. Now the next one I want to talk about is, and I called this one fried rice. And the reason I called it fried rice is because I love making and eating fried rice. But one of the reasons that fried rice is so much used overseas is because they save everything in the refrigerator. They have all kinds of leftovers. So every once in a while, once a week, they go through and whatever veggies, whatever meat they've got leftovers, they chop it up and throw it in the fried rice. That way you're not wasting veggies or meat to put in your fried rice, so you're not wasting it, put it in the garbage. So fried rice, that way it'll save you a lot of time, give you more meals, and save you throwing out your food. Now the next one I want to talk about is a can crusher. Now, I have one of these mounted on the wall in my kitchen, and underneath it I have a bag that I fill with cans. Now, you might be saying, well, can crushers are not cheap, and why would you do that? Well, first off, I tried recycling my aluminum cans without a can crusher, and I filled up an entire room. I mean it. 6 feet tall, the entire room. And it took me half a day to take those to the place. When I got all done, I had about $80 or $90. And I decided that was a lot of work. So I went out and bought a can crusher. And this last time, I took 9 bags of crushed cans in, and it took me 2 trips, about an hour. And when it was all said and done, I had about $120 some in crushed cans. It saved me space, saved me time, and if you're going to drink sodas or beers or whatever anyway, you may as well make some money. No, it's not much, but you may as well take the money. I mean, good heavens. Now, these next two I have divided up for a reason. The first one is a consignment shop, and I would use a consignment shop for selling stuff. You take it in, they price it, and when it sells, they give you your cash. Now, the reason I would do that for selling and not for buying is because most consignment shops are going to try to get as much money as they can to keep their business going, and that's fine. As long as you sell your stuff, who cares? Now, the other side of it is, if you're buying, I recommend thrift shops, because thrift shops are interested in moving product. They're not interested so much in gross profit as they are in moving product, because everybody donates to thrift places. Our church had one that took up an entire car dealership building. They bought the building and put a thrift shop in there, and they have so much stuff in there at ridiculously low prices just to move the product. Now, they end up making a lot of money. They take all that money that they get after a year and they donate it to charity over in Africa. And the last time I heard, and this has been about 8 or 10 years ago, they were sending 100,000 plus per year over there out of that thrift shop. So yeah, thrifting. Now another one that I would like to talk about is, I talk about this a lot on my channel, and that is credit cards. Now, in spite of what Dave Ramsey says, credit cards are good. They have every good feature you could possibly think of, as long as you pay your balance off at the end of each month. Now, if you can't pay your balance each month, then absolutely don't do this. But there's basically two ways to make money and be frugal on credit cards. And the first one is cash back. A credit card will give you a certain amount of cash back on different categories of items depending on the card. As a general rule, I never get one with an annual fee. I made one exception, and it's definitely been worth it. The other side is travel. If you're big in traveling and you want to travel, then get travel credit cards, because those points add up and you can travel for free. Seriously. I just got a credit card offer in the mail from American Express for 120,000 points. That's $1,200. And you earn cash back if you use the card to book your travel through their portal. So it's a win-win. So credit cards is definitely a way to be frugal. Now, the next one is the way to transfer ownership of assets and to protect your assets, and that is an LLC or a living trust. An LLC will protect your properties from being invaded. As an example, if something tragic happens and you get sued, or you go to a nursing home, those companies and the state will come after your assets and they will liquidate everything. I mean everything, to pay your bill. They don't care. So the best way to handle that is to put it in a LLC or a living trust. I've done videos on those. I think they both have their benefits, and I think they can be used in conjunction with each other. As an example, my son set up an LLC, and then the second he dies, everything goes into a trust for his kids. I think it's a good idea. Now here's one that I learned this when I sold insurance years ago. And this is the cash value in your whole life policy. If you have, and I'm just going to make the numbers real simple, okay? If you have a $10,000 whole life policy, you have cash value in your policy. And one of the things I used to tell people when I would explain this is, I would say, so if you have $10,000 whole life policy and $1,000 in cash value, if you die, how much money does your beneficiaries get? And everybody always says $1,100 or $11,000. That's not true. They get the $10,000 face value, and the insurance company keeps the $1,000. That's a fact. So if you've got whole life policy and you are healthy, I strongly recommend that you cancel your policy after you tell the insurance company you want the cash value out of the policy. Then cancel the policy and turn around and buy term life insurance. Now, the term insurance will go up over time, that's true, but you'll have 10 to 20 years of much lower payments. And if you die in that period of time, your payments won't go up, and your beneficiaries will still get the total amount, and there will be no cash value for you to lose. Now this one I just did at the first of this year, and this is going to be the last one. I had AT&T as my mobile phone carrier, and I was paying, we had 2 lines, and I was paying about $155 per month for 2 lines. I cut it down to one line, and I went with a discount phone service. And I did the research. The company that I use now uses the same infrastructure as AT&T, so the coverage is the same. But now my bill is $30 a month. I saved $120 a month, and when I did that, I went to my credit union and said, hey, each month I want you to take an extra $120 out of my paycheck and put it in savings. So just by switching from AT&T to a discount phone service, I saved $120 some per month. Well, that's where we're going to end. We're going to end on number 63. We started at 55, we're going to end at 63. This is our continuing guide to the ultimate guide for living frugally. I hope you guys are enjoying this, because I'm enjoying doing it, and I'm enjoying saving the money as I learn more and more about living frugally. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy frugal investing.